Hey there fellow travelers, Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're in Kyoto, Japan, the former capital of Japan, and definitely one of the places you don't want to miss when you do come to this beautiful country of Japan. In today's video are some of the cultural don'ts and tourist don'ts for when you do come here to Japan, so you can have a better time when you're here and not maybe make your guests, or your host I should say, go, what the hell are these foreigners doing? Now my next don't for you is don't put the toilet on high pressure. At least for the first time. For those of you who don't know, the toilets in Japan are like super advanced. They're a gift from the future when you come here. I mean, heated toilet seats, the bidet part is built into it, music, so you don't have to hear people, or people don't have to hear you doing your business. It's really cool. But the thing is, if it's your first time and you're not sure what the buttons do, we have a video to explain that. If you put the pressure on high, you might get quite the surprise. That being no colonoscopy this year because you totally cleaned everything out down there. So do be careful with that one, okay? The first don't I have for you actually has to deal with before you come to Japan, and that is don't forget to get your JR pass, your Japan Rail Pass, before you come, because you can't get it when you're here. When you have the JR pass, they'll give you, 7, 14, 21 days, different intervals where you can travel as much as you can and as much as you want on the Japan rail lines. And what's cool is those JR passes just aren't for Tokyo to Kyoto, but they also work sometimes in the cities on local trains. Not all of them, but some of them. But don't forget to do that before you come, because once you get here, man, the train tickets, I mean, just back and forth to Kyoto from Tokyo, will pay for it no problem whatsoever, okay? Now, next don't I have for you is when you come here, don't expect to hear a lot of English, and don't expect to have a lot of English being understood, and don't expect to have a lot of English menus. Look, Japan is culturally advanced in so many ways, it's fantastic. But when it comes to English for tourists, it's not quite there yet. But what's cool is people will work with you and help you out and figure things out and help you order your food and find the right places, because people are awesome. But don't expect a lot of English, and do expect to be doing a lot of I want this, like pointing at the food and stuff like that, which is great because they have a lot of plasticized food out there that you just say I want that, and they're like okay. And so that does work out very well. But I would say at least learn a few words before you come. Of course, arigato, which is thank you, is going to be the most important one. Konnichiwa is hi. I mean, we know the basic numbers, ichi, ni, 1, 2, things like that. It makes a big difference with the locals here, so that does help you out. Now, sticking with our bathroom theme here, there are some other don'ts, especially if you're looking at the onsen or the spas when you come here. One, you don't wear clothes when you go in there, but don't worry, it's separated male, female. Also, with the 2 towels they give you, you don't take the big one with you when you go in. You take the small one, and that actually goes on your head. The big one's for later for you to dry off, okay? So just so you know. Now my next don't for you is don't just stay in Tokyo. Yes, Tokyo is awesome. Yes, I love Tokyo. I would love to move there and work there. It is an amazing city. But when you come to Japan, try to get out. Even if you just come to Kyoto or you go to Osaka or you're going to someplace to go get out of Tokyo, the country is gorgeous. The very north, the very south, there's so much to see, so much to do. Temples, landscapes, mountainscapes, all kinds of islands, beaches, all kinds of amazing things to enjoy throughout the whole country. And a lot of tourists just get to Tokyo and go, my God, this place is so awesome, I'm not going to leave. And believe me, you'll have that feeling. I had it too. But you got to get out and explore. And what's awesome is with that JR pass, you can go explore the whole country for actually a pretty cheap price. I mean, it is pretty cheap for a week or two to come here, to be able to travel all over and see all these things. It is awesome. My next don't for you that goes along with don't just stay in Tokyo is don't think that Japan is just these things you see on TV. The people dressed in anime costumes and neon lights and stuff like that. That's Tokyo. Okay? When you get out of Tokyo, you get such this different cultural feelings when you go around. Many more temples, many more nature sites and stuff like that. It's not just this modern architecture. There's so much to see here and so much to do that it's not this anime or kimonos kind of thing. There's a lot of in between as well. Now my next don'ts I have for you have to deal with when you stay here. One thing is, don't think you're going to get a family of 4 into one hotel room. Look, there's not a lot of hotels that will be able to accommodate everybody in one room, so you might need to rent 2 hotel rooms. Or what we've done is actually, we did find a place that lets us have 4, places on a floor to sleep together, but they also, what we ended up doing was renting apartments and houses so we could all be together, and that actually was more economical to do that. So, but don't think if you're going to go to a normal hotel that you're going to be able to get everybody in there, because it is a lot smaller, okay? Another don't is when you go to stay at someone's home or you're going to rent a house or something like that, or anytime you visit anyone's home, if you're lucky enough to visit someone's home here, it's awesome, take your shoes off. you don't wear your shoes in people's house, okay? Once you come in, shoes come off, and then they'll give you slippers. And there'll be guest slippers right there. You slide your feet in them, and you walk in there with that. Also, if they have bathroom slippers or toilet slippers, don't forget to take off the toilet slippers and switch back into your normal slippers when you walk around, okay? That's one thing I have for you. Another don't I have is if you're going to be staying in more of a historical place, or if you're staying, you know, here in Kyoto, or you're exploring more of the country and you're staying in kind of the traditional hotels or a traditional home or something like that, I will say this: don't get too rambunctious when you're there, because, you know, paper walls and sliding doors and stuff like that, it's very easy to irritate people and make a lot of noise and break through the doors and stuff like that, because it does happen. So do be careful with that. Now, the don't make a noise or don't get too rambunctious in your hotel and stuff like that really goes back into the don't make noise in general in public transportation here in Japan. It is a very quiet country. You take the metros, you take the buses, you walk around. It's a quiet place. I'm in a city of 1.5 million people, and it's pretty quiet right now, and you do have that, so make sure you're not making a lot of noise when you're using public transport or when you're going around, because the Japanese, they're not loud people. It's much more of a quiet kind of thing. I mean, honestly, this is the loudest it's gotten in the week and a half we've been here. Now, looking at a safety don't I have for you is, don't forget to look right when you cross the street. Here in Japan, they drive on the left, like in England and Scotland and stuff like that. And the thing is if you're used to looking left and then right, it'll be too late, because either the car or the bike will be coming through and nail you, okay? So do watch out for that. Make sure you pay attention for that. Also, don't freak out if your taxi doors pop open for you, because they're automatic in the back of the taxis. They just open it for you. So just a heads up for that one, all right? So don't freak out about that. Now, when you hop out of your taxi and you're going to be walking around and doing things, one of the things you don't do when you're walking around in Japan is smoke. And you will see signs on the street, on the walls, all over the place saying, don't smoke and walk, because you can get fined for that, okay? So don't smoke and walk. Also, you don't walk and eat at the same time. So you'll see people sit down and eat, but they're not walking around and eating, because that's kind of a cultural faux pas. So do be careful with that. Another don't I have for you with the food is when you go to a restaurant, okay? You'll sit down and they'll bring like a hot towel for you or a hot napkin for you. That is only for your hands. Don't use it on your face, okay? That is just for your hands to wipe them off and put it to the side, all right? And if we kind of look into some of the don'ts in terms of the chopstick stuff, don't have bad chopstick etiquette. Probably the three most important ones for tourists to know is: 1, you don't point with your chopsticks. 2, you don't pass food from chopstick to chopstick. Okay, you put it down, let them pick their own stuff up, and don't put the chopsticks straight down into the rice or the food like this, because that's kind of it's from a ceremony at funerals, so you don't want to do that, okay? Another don't I have for you is don't pay your waiter. Now, when I say don't pay your waiter, I'm not saying don't pay. I'm saying you don't pay your waiter when you pay the bill. What you do is the waiter will leave the bill at your table before you basically even started eating. It's already down there, okay? What you'll do is when you're done, you just take your bill and you go to the front of the restaurant. At the front of the restaurant, there'll be a cashier there. You just give them the thing and you pay there with cash and you leave. That's all you have to do. Also, you don't tip in Japan, so you don't have to worry about thinking, is it 10 or 15%? No, you don't tip. That's at restaurants and taxis. You just don't do it, okay? And the thing is, when you eat in Japan, don't worry about having any clue about what you're eating, because you may see it outside and go, I have no idea what this is, but it looks good, and you're going to order that. Don't worry. Also, don't worry if you don't know how to eat the food. What I will say is, don't be afraid to ask the waiter how you eat it. Even if they don't speak English, it's okay, because they'll give you an idea. It's like, this goes with this goes with that, and that can be super helpful, okay? Now, some other don'ts that go with the eating kind of stuff when you are here, because man, the food's so fantastic, you're going to be eating all kinds of crazy stuff that you're going to love. 1, don't worry about the slurping sound with the noodles. It's supposed to help enhance the flavor. But of course, with me being such a messy pig when I eat, this is why I'm wearing black in a lot of the videos this time, because my shirts are just covered with stuff, whether it's the soba or the udon or ramen. Oh my god, it is so good when you eat here. But the thing is, don't worry about the slurping. It's okay. It's not bad manners. You'll be all right. Another don't I have for you is, if someone invites you out to dinner, don't try to pay. Okay, don't be like, oh no, I want to get this. No, that's an insult. You pay, whoever invites people, that's the person that pays. So don't forget, if you invite somebody to dinner, you're expected to pay, okay? Another thing you want to look at in terms of if you have business meetings or stuff like that, or any kind of thing when you're giving somebody something, or they're handing something to you that's kind of a little bit of reverence or kind of good manners, you always hand with 2 hands. So you might give your money with 2 hands, or they might give you the receipt back in 2 hands, or business cards, always 2 hands, and have respect for that. Because if you don't, it's kind of like showing disrespect for the person. So remember, 2 hands accepting and 2 hands giving. That's the way we do things here, okay? And also kind of going along with the business thing here is, if you're going to be drinking, which might happen with your business colleagues, you don't pour for yourself. You always pour for the person that you're drinking with, and you pour away towards them. You don't pour for yourself, you don't pour this way. No, it's pouring out to them, okay? Just FYI. Otherwise, people will be like, hey, what are you doing, man? Okay, so don't pour your own drink, all right? And going along with the business stuff, don't be late. And when I say don't be late in Japan, I mean don't be late. The buses, the trains, the meetings, the shows, anything, everything is on time. And if it's not on time, people are embarrassed by that. And that's not a good thing to be embarrassed by here. People will tell you they're sorry about 4,000 times that they are late. So as a foreigner, I know we get a little bit of leeway because we're not from here, but you really got to be on time, all right? It's a really key thing here. And it's funny I say that you should be on time and hurry up and get there on time, when I will also say is don't get in a hurry and don't freak out when you get surrounded by a lot of people, or you're waiting in a long line to get on a bus or a subway or something like that, because they're very efficient here in getting things done. Meaning, you may see this long line, you're like, oh my God, are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? Look. It's going to work in the efficient way. You will get there, you'll get on your train, you'll get on the bus. It might not be this one, it might be the next one. They will make it happen. And that's what's so cool. And another thing is, if you're taking a subway in places like Tokyo or here in Kyoto, and there's lots of people that at a stop that want to get off, you don't like smush back in. What you do is you actually step out of the subway to let people out, and then they let you back in, and then everyone comes. It's not like, in Germany where people are trying to go in and out at the same time, and it's just like a explosion. No. Don't forget your manners when you're on the public transportation, okay? And don't forget, when you're heading down to the subway or heading up from the subway, a lot of places that stand right and walk left. Oh, no. If you're in Kyoto, if you're in Tokyo, it's actually you stand on the left to let people walk on the right. And that might be different in other places, but since there's so many people going here, make sure you pay attention. Make sure you're standing on the left side and let people on the right go by. Okay? And I guess the last couple things I'll talk about is the garbage here, because you'll notice that, one, don't expect to find a lot of garbage cans here. If you have stuff and you're going to be wanting to throw things away, it could be that you're going to be carrying your garbage around with you for a while. So don't forget to bring some plastic bags with you, or like just if you go to the store, have some of those plastic bags, have it with you so you can kind of put your trash in there. So when you do find trash, you can throw it away. And the thing is don't forget to separate your trash too when you do have the chance to throw it away, because they do incinerate a lot of things here. So make sure you're separating burning versus non-burning versus plastics and bottles and stuff like that, because it is really important. Now, I hope that helped you know a little bit more about visiting Japan, so you're more ready to come. Don't skip out on Japan. It is a fantastic country, a wonderful place. I highly recommend it, so don't miss out. And if you want to learn more, check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and we really appreciate your likes and subscriptions. And if you like videos like this, we have them from all over the world. So click that subscribe button, and every Wednesday and Saturday we put out more travel videos. So I'll say bye from Japan. I hope you liked the video just watched. If you want to see more travel videos, click over here. If you want to see our newest travel video, click over here. And if you want to subscribe to our channel like we were talking about, there's probably a white dot somewhere around here. You click on that, you'll subscribe to our channel. And we were going to say thank you for that. See, you click the button, I'm all verklempt now because you did that. Bye, as I'm going to tear up and hack up a lung here in Amsterdam.